All right, my friends, welcome back to the channel. I'm Brian, and today we're gonna do something a little bit different. I get some questions about my grocery bill, and people are like, what are you eating there? So tell you what, I'm gonna do a little something different here, and I'm gonna invite you into my kitchen. We're gonna go ahead and cook a fantastic meal, and I'm gonna show you exactly kind of some of the meals I prepare here, and also kind of the cost savings behind it, because I am kind of cooking more in bulk. So we're here in my kitchen. Thank you so much for joining me here on the channel. And I'm going to cook today is I'm going to do a roast here in my Instant Pot. So I'm going to do a pressure cooker roast. And I've got almost 4 pounds. So this is about 1.7, 1.8 kilos of top round steak. So a big, what's that? Like bottom round, top round rump roast that you would find at the store. And when I run the numbers on this winds up being, I wrote it over there. It is about $3.75 a pound. That's what I'm paying for here. So this is 1.72 kilos at 809 pesos. So you do the conversion, that winds up being about $3.75 a pound. And I've got about 3.75 pounds of meat here. The other thing I have too, and this is what I love about the meat market here, is I actually, right in the meat case, I got kneecap as well. So beef kneecap, because this is going to have all the cartilage, this is going to have all of the nutrients from the bone, and I'm going to get kind of a double purpose out of this this pressure cooker. What I'm going to be able to do is not only cook the roast, but I'm going to put the bone in there as well, and I'm going to wind up making bone broth. That bone broth is going to have all of those nutrients, and then once this comes down to room temperature, I'll be able to take that bone broth, put it in a refrigerator, and that'll turn into a nice jelly, and then I can use that to cook other meals in. So I'll cook usually like chicken in that bone broth, so I'll get all those nutrients in the chicken and get that nice little gravy as well. So let's go ahead and dive in here. All right, so this is what you would find, same Instant Pot that you would have back in Western cultures. In fact, I sold my Instant Pot there, and I wound up buying one here specifically because I wanted one that worked with the 220 power grid here. So this is locally bought. And generally what I do is I will run just about, I don't know, inch and a half of water in here, just to give it, you know, a base to start with. Now, these are beef stock cubes that apparently are from Australia. I will use 2 beef stock cubes to start with, so 2 little cubes. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to saute, put the Instant Pot on saute, because what I want to do is I want to warm up basically this broth that I'm going to wind up making here, and then that's what the beef is going to cook in. I've got just a little bit of garlic left, so I'm just going to use it all. I'm going to use some onion powder. I never measure. I just kind of wing it, and it always comes out great. So I'm using onion powder, and then I've got chopped onion. And essentially what I'm wind up doing here is, this is a very similar recipe to what you would find in like a onion soup mix. It's going to have a lot of onion. It's going to have a lot of black pepper. And then another little secret ingredient I like to throw in is celery powder. So celery powder is kind of a nice little punch. If I can get this open. There we go. And now I'm just going to add, last but not least, some black pepper. Dump a bunch of that in there. Go ahead and stir. Now what I'm going to do is just wait for this to come up to temperature. So I'll bring this up to just about a boil, and then make sure all the spices are mixed good. Then I'll wind up throwing in the little meat tray, and that'll keep it off the bottom so it doesn't burn. Okay, so this is now almost up to temperature. I can feel the kind of the heat coming off it here. About another minute or so, I'll shut this off. So cook time will be about 2:15. It'll usually take about 15 minutes to get up to pressure, and then it'll probably take another hour or so to come down. So within probably a 4 to 4.5, maybe 5 hour window, I will have a complete roast cooked with all the bone, and then I can make the bone broth afterwards. All right, my friends, we are up to temperature. You can see the steam coming off. So now I'm going to take, and I'm also going to want the blood in here as well, because I want all the nutrients. And look at this big fat meaty guy. Oh, okay, get all the blood in there. And there we go. Nice big roast. Here's my kneecap. This is a big chunk of kneecap. Big bone. All the cartilage. All right, let's just get this capped up. All right, so now we are done. We got about 2.5 hours of cook time. We got about 15 minutes to get it up to pressure and temperature, and it's been resting now for just over an hour. Let's go ahead and pop the lid, and I'm going to show you exactly what this looks like. Oh, I can smell it already. I've been smelling it all day. It's delicious. Just look at this. Absolutely delicious. Oh, it is falling apart. I actually have to use a spoon almost. I don't even have to cut this. It's just falling apart. Absolutely delicious. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and shred this up here in a minute. And then the other thing I'm gonna do is I already got my pan ready. Mix this up a little bit. All right, so I got my pan here, and I'm gonna go ahead and just pull off a whole bunch of the broth here. Make me a delicious gravy. Over there. All right, now let's make up some nice gravy. I'm just gonna let this sit there. I don't even have the temperature on right now. All I'm doing is, because this is already really hot, I'm just basically mixing in some of this flour, kind of breaking up those clumps. Throw a little bit of heat. Let some of that boil off, and while that does, I'm gonna go ahead and shred up the meat. All right, so the meat is all shredded up now. I got the gravy going. Kind of render this down just a little bit. And this looks delicious. And here we are. Let me shut this. Got me some nice homemade gravy. Ooh, this looks perfect. Could render it down a little bit more, but I'm getting hungry. Smelling all this. Dump away. All right, my friends, here we are. Homemade gravy and beef roast. Perfect. All right, my friends, I appreciate your comments. Go ahead and leave them in the comment section. And I'm going to enjoy me a great dinner here this evening. So, yeah, go ahead and please like, subscribe. And if you like this content, let me know, and I'll make more of it. But thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.